we just shot our last scene, our last episode, we're done. For the first time in Supernatural, because, you know, for TV, you don't know if you're going for another season. And so you're building up towards the end. You don't know if you're going to go again or not. Here we knew we weren't. And so we were able to, I both imagine in the writing room and on set, treat it with the gravitas that it deserved and that it warranted. It was sort of like a good acting by default. It's like we could feel the finality and the importance of it. And so they could just call action. And we were already kind of in the right headspace.
It was our last day of filming at the studios, and it was a big day, script-wise. And our third AD, her name is Emma. We call her Gigi, which is short for garden gnome. She's little. She came up to me and was like already in tears, and she was like, "It's our last day at the studio." And I just said, "Nope, no, another day at the office. Business as usual. Don't start that shit." That's how I handle it.
Okay. What else can you say about that final scene emotionally for the characters?
This is going to sound like a cop-out. I don't know if I've unpacked that yet. You know, I mean, building up to it, Jared has been sort of avoiding really delving back into that mindset and what it means and what it meant. Like Jensen said, I mean, we had to treat that like it was another day at the office. Even though Jensen and Jared knew, like, hey, Supernatural's done come Friday because we finished on Thursday. We had to treat it like, okay, this may be the last minute of the Super Bowl, but we still got plays to make. We still got to be on point. And so I know for me personally, I had gone through a lot of emotions leading up to this. You know, I mean, I had been reading the final 2 scripts on a regular basis since February when they came out to shoot in March, April. And so I had already cried a lot of tears and smiled a lot of laughs and everything in between. And so I'm sure Jared bled through it sometimes, but I tried to be as true to Sam between action and cut as I could humanly possibly do it. You know, in the back of my head, knowing that it's goodbye to the show and these characters because the show's going to be over. So I tried to keep all the emotions belonging to Sam, and I tried to be as best a vessel as I could be to help tell his story.
One thing you'll see, in my opinion, for me, the lines that separate the character from the actor get heavily blurred.
You know, obviously you have your next jobs before you're saying goodbye really to this one. How can you take lessons from Supernatural directly into the next job? Or is it more of a, no, I need to actually shed mannerisms of these characters in order to be these new characters?
A little bit of both. I mean, I think I'm going to take Supernatural into every job I do. I'm going to take Sam Winchester and the lessons I learned from Supernatural proudly to every job I ever do again. And probably even outside of jobs, you know, just as a human, like what kind of human being I want to be. And so that having been said, my character my new character, Walker, is different than Sam. And so I've been spending time since Thursday, since I called That's a Wrap, getting back into that mindset. And I was able to get into that mindset during quarantine, but you know, I know as well as any actor that it takes a while to fully flesh out your character anyways. And it should, you know, if Walker, the TV show, goes for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 years or whatever, then I hope he's more fleshed out and more developed than he was during the pilot. And so I've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of character work, and I'm going to start from there and, you know, let what happens between action and cut kind of inform me more.
Dean will certainly be kind of a part of everything that I do. And the last 15 years was not just not just going to work. It was an educational experience. I learned a lot about, a lot about everything I do. I mean, Jared and I didn't go to school for this. We learned on the job. Yeah. And so the more on the job we have been, the more we have learned. I certainly never anticipated being this educated in what we do. And I think that will only help us in what we do moving forward. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful of what I learned in this experience, and I will happily and gladly take that knowledge moving forward into whatever I do.